Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I want to thank you very much for honoring our invitation at such short notice. We deeply appreciate the partnership. These suspects, to bring them to justice. A number of actions have already been taken by the Gold Board. First of all, we have closed down the business of NK Benak Enterprise. All his trading offices have been closed down. Once we are done with this, a special compliance notice in the form of a press statement will be issued. And we want to make the point that the general public, all licensed gold buyers, all licensed miners are to take note that the entity called NK Benak Enterprise and its sole proprietor Bernard Nkrumah have been closed down by the Gold Board. They no longer have any lawful authorization to trade in gold, as their license has been suspended forthwith. And so if you have any business whatsoever to do with them relative to gold trading, you must cease from that forthwith. Raffmore Gold, from our investigations, have already closed down their gold trading offices on the Osu Oxford Street. However, other businesses of theirs, like Raffmore Jewelry, located at Palace Mall, were still being operated. And from the findings of our investigations, we have cause to believe that this business is yet another conduit for their gold smuggling activities. And so the Gold Board has closed down Raffmore Gold Jewelry. And we are aggressively, as I've already said, pursuing the shareholders and directors. All these persons have mentioned the 3 suspects already in custody and the 4 persons at large have all been charged for dealing in gold without authorization, for facilitating gold smuggling, for smuggling gold, for transporting gold without authorization, and for attempting to smuggle gold, among other charges. And this is a case that the Deputy Attorney General of the Republic is directly involved in its prosecution. Attorney General and the DPP are all working with us closely to make sure that we present a watertight case in the interest of the Republic and in the interest of justice. Now, I'll conclude with a very important lead that may help whistleblowers, patriotic Ghanaians who may want to help us in apprehending these suspects. And it is that these guys are not just involved in gold trading. If you look for them in the gold trade industry or spectrum, you may not find them. What our investigations have so far revealed is that they are involved in all manner of businesses. And one of the businesses they are involved in is an illegal FX, how should I say it? An illegal foreign exchange business. So you see all these allergies all over the place, the black market foreign exchange business in this country. They have key stakeholders in that. They have various people that they do that with. And these guys take CDs from people who need dollars. And here I'm talking about Mohammed Nandoli Rafik, Salam, working through Sadiq Abubakar and Abdul Karim, provide dollars to their accomplices who are involved in this illegal foreign exchange trade. And then they settle their customers. They settle some through Momo, and they settle some through what is called in Ghana today as Hawala. So the reason why they do this gold business and where they make the money from is that when they buy gold illegally and they smuggle the gold, They leave the dollars in Dubai. And so if you need dollars in Ghana, they tell you that we have dollars in Dubai. And you can get somebody in Dubai to pick the dollars there whilst they take your CDs here. That is how they do this business. And so if you are somebody involved in this money changing business, or you know people, then you ask about them, you may get useful information that you may be able to share with us that can lead to the apprehension. We have a lot of suspects that we have arrested and who are cooperating with us. And as I said, this is the topmost priority of the Gold Board. We are working with Interpol. We are working with all relevant state institutions like the Signals Bureau, like the NSB, like National Security, FIC. They are all doing a yeoman's job in assisting us to unravel the facts so that same can be put before a court of competent jurisdiction. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have taken the pain to take you through all these facts to reinforce our commitment to the fight against the illegal gold trading and gold smuggling menace. We are determined and resolved to enforce the Gold Board Act and other laws of our land without fear or favor. We are determined to end the era of unchecked gold smuggling and restore integrity to Ghana's gold trade. So we'd like to urge all gold buyers who are licensed by the Gold Board, all licensed miners, all companies, businesses, and stakeholders in the gold trade to adhere strictly to the provisions governing gold trade in Ghana. A task force have been deployed and they will enforce the law without fear or favor. Your political affiliations will not save you. So when you are arrested, you can't say, I am an NDC constituency chairman or Sammy Gyamfi is my friend. They will enforce the law no matter who you are. Even if John Mahama is your father, they will enforce the law. Because John Mahama, His Excellency, President of the Republic, has given us his full support to do this work in the interest of our nation. And we will not succumb to any pressure or interference from any office. So make sure that you are complying with the terms and conditions of your license, which is that you buy gold only when you have a license and you sell gold only when you have a license. And you make sure that you sell gold only to licensed traders of the Gold Board. Licensed traders of the Gold Board who buy that gold must deliver the gold to the licensed aggregator of the Gold Board for onward delivery to the Gold Board. If you sell gold to a foreigner, you've committed a crime, and it doesn't matter how long you hide, your sins will find you out, like the sins of these people have found them out. Also, you must ensure as a gold trader that for every gold transaction you do, you issue the official approved Gold Board receipt. That you do that transaction at the approved price of gold by the Gold Board. Any violations of these important conditions of your license will not only lead to the suspension or revocation or a revocation of your license, but may lead to a fine or your arrest and criminal prosecution. So take note. You can't say that I'm sorry. The grace period is over. We've pampered you enough. Now, when you are arrested, you can't say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't have enough receipt booklets. I've run out of booklets. And it is your responsibility to make sure that every gold transaction you're engaging in is backed by an approved Gold Board receipt. And where there is no receipt, both the seller and the buyer are all guilty. So if you're selling gold, insist on the buyer giving you a receipt. And if you're buying gold, insist on issuing the receipt and make sure that all the duplicate receipts are there for inspection by officials of the Ghana Gold Board. With these few words, I would like to thank you, our friends from the media, for coming. And it is our hope that through your various esteemed platforms, this critical information we have shared with you will reach the people of Ghana and the general public as a whole. And we are really counting on whistleblowers, patriotic Ghanaians who have information about these 4 suspects at large. Kindly share the information with us so that we can bring them. And they've all been declared wanted by the courts, specifically the circuit court. It's been heard per the brief I have for about 8 times. So it is a matter that we are prosecuting. As we assured you, we are going to pursue the matter to its logical conclusion. We are not going to deport any of them, but we are going to prosecute them, and if found liable, convicted and sentenced to prison. And we are just doing that. But you know that the wheels of justice, like Professor Mills of blessed memory once said, grind slowly, but they surely get to their destination. So we are going through the legal process. Very soon, the actual trial will commence. Custody, as I speak to you, they've not been released. They are still in custody. They were given bail. They couldn't meet the terms and conditions. They went to court and succeeded in getting the terms and conditions to be varied. We are yet to be briefed by national security, who are holding them, as to whether or not any of them have since met those conditions. But the case will be prosecuted whether or not they are on bail. Question, and we agree with you absolutely that it will really serve the nation well if we had a special court dealing with gold-related offenses, like we have, I think, in relation to SNIT, and we have in connection to tax-related offenses. It will really help because, well, somebody said the law is the law, but sometimes our courts become a bit, if you like, slow. We all can agree on that. And so it can sometimes be frustrating for prosecutors. But that is the system we have now. And we agree with you that if we had a special court dedicated for the prosecution of gold-related offenses, it would really serve the nation well. And we've already started the conversation. The first is for us to get a fiat as GOLDBOD to be able to prosecute our own gold-related offenses cases. And we've written to the Attorney General. He's indicated that he's happy to grant us that fiat. And we're optimistic that in the next few weeks, that process will be completed for us to have our own fiat that allows us to prosecute our own cases with our own prosecutors. That will fast track the way we are able to deal with these cases, in our opinion. And the second thing is that once that is done, can we explore the possibility of getting a special court? It's the conversation we'll have with Attorney General for him to take it up with the Chief Justice, who has the power to grant such dispensations. And we are hopeful that that will be done. And so if you have information, any information about their whereabouts, you can report same to the nearest police station or to the GOLDBOD head office, or you can call any of these toll-free lines you see on each of them. So can we see the single files now? And if you can zoom it out a bit for it to be more legible, I'd be grateful. Yes. So this is Abdul Karim. I've spoken extensively about him. That is his picture. Very clear. And we are calling on the general public to, in the spirit of patriotism, share any information they may have about this individual with the GOLDBOD or with the Ghana Police Service. He's wanted for gold smuggling, illegal gold trading, among other gold-related offenses. And there is a bounty of 1 million Ghana cedis on him. That which simply means that anyone who gives us information that leads to his arrest will be given 1 million Ghana cedis by the GOLDBOD. Can we see the next one? This is the Mohammed Afsal Putalan. Yes. And all his details about his age, his nationality, everything is there. We are, of course, to believe that these individuals might have fled the country. They might have been in, they may be in Cote d'Ivoire or Dubai or, Togo and so on. We are tracking them. And so if you have information on them or any of their close associates that can help us to get to them, kindly share with us. We are working with Interpol as well on this matter because, as I said, it's a very serious matter. The next person, yes, and this is the shareholder and director, one of the shareholders and directors of Rafmore Gold Limited, by name Mohammed Nandoli Rafik alias Salam. He's in his 40s, and we understand that he's an Indian, and he speaks English, speaks Indian and other languages. And so if you have information about his whereabouts, kindly share that. Now, to wrap up, if you cannot turn your camera.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.